It's another week here at Bountiful Gardens. Summer's right around the corner. We have lots of new plants in bloom here, so let's take a look around. These are Marigolds and Calendula. They are both summer-blooming annuals that are a great companion plant for vegetable gardens or just to plant in your annual garden beds. They attract pest insects to keep them off of your vegetables and also deter deer and rabbits.
We have so many snapdragons. These are a great deer-resistant option for your yard if you want height and lots of color.
These cosmos are very colorful and bloom all summer long.
These are Gerbera Daisies, an annual that loves full to partial sun, actually appreciates some afternoon shade if possible. They are great in planters and flower beds, and they're excellent for cut flower arrangements as well.
These are Celosia. These two different types are our normal plume and then our coxcomb Celosia. They are a great flower for cut flowers all summer long, and they also dry, retaining their colors.
Our Zinnia just starting blooming, and they're perfect in sunny areas.
Here we have Gaura, which is a beautiful sun-loving perennial flower. They come in pink and white. They bloom all summer long, and they are drought tolerant.
With all the rain and hot weather we had, the peonies have exploded. These work best planted together in groups because once the blooms open, they tend to dip over. So maybe plant them together, put them in a landscape, or use stakes to hold them up as well.
These beauties surrounding me are Centranthus, also known as Jupiter's beard. They're a long-blooming perennial that attracts both butterflies and hummingbirds, and they're ideal for cutting.
This is Penstemon, also known as beard tongue. They're another sun-loving perennial that we have here at Bountiful Garden. They're great because they have these tubular flowers that attract both hummingbirds and bees. They're great for mixed containers as well as along walkways. We also have a native variety of penstemon here at Bountiful Garden, Penstemon Digitalis. They're getting ready to bloom, so we'll check in on these guys next time.
These are Ninebarks, a flowering shrub with really colorful foliage. Pollinators love them because they're actually natives too, so they're really great for your yard. We even have the beautiful Amber Jubilee variety.
Here we have Spiderwort, which is a perennial flower. We have some native cultivars. The flowers themselves are short-lived, but the bloom time is very long. Now these like shade to part shade and are deer-resistant.
These are Sweetspire. They are a New Jersey native and have very sweet-smelling blooms in the springtime. They tolerate wet soils and have a beautiful fall color.
Another bloom this week is going to be the Fringe Tree with these really delicate blossoms. They're a Northeast native and they work great as an ornamental tree in a part shade area in the yard.
So this is Mountain Laurel, a relatively shade-tolerant evergreen that's also pretty slow growing. They get really unique flowers on them and they're also pretty deer-resistant.
These are Phlox, which is a perennial flower that loves full sun. We have ground cover phlox, we have native phlox, and they come in various colors. Some like shade, some like sun. So this is a great flower to add to your garden. It blooms all summer long.
These are Bluestar, otherwise known as Ansonia, and they're a native. They have these beautiful light blue to a little bit deeper purple blooms in the spring. And as you can see, there's two different types of foliage, one a little more fringy and one a little bit more like a phlox. And they turn a beautiful yellow color in the fall. This is Balm, also known as Monarda. It's a North American native that's a member of the mint family. We get them in a wide range of colors, and they're excellent for your garden if you want to attract hummingbirds, butterflies, and bees. These are Smokebush. They're a North American native that blooms with these beautiful fluffy blooms in the summertime, and they come in a variety of colors. And in the fall, they have beautiful foliage.
This is the Arrowwood Viburnum, a great native understory shrub. It blooms late spring and gets fall fruit, and the white flowers of this shade-tolerant native bear blue fruit when planted with another Arrowwood Viburnum.
This is St. John's Wort, a flowering shrub that produces bright blooms that come in all varieties of colors, and in the autumn, the petals drop off of the blooms and you're left with buds that retain that color, so you have some nice color all throughout autumn as well.
Clematis is a beautiful climbing flower, has these big blooms that come in the summer. They like sun to part sun, and it's very easy maintenance.
Mock oranges are blooming right now, and they are so fragrant. It smells like I'm in a perfumery right now.
These flowering hydrangeas are the perfect summer staple.
It's still a little early, but some of our first butterfly bushes are starting to bloom. These are so popular because they flower all summer long, and once a bloom is spent, you just snip it, it splits in two, and then you have double the flowers. They come in all different colors, from whites, the classic purples, we even have some more dusky blues, and some pinks as well. So there's all sorts of options for your yard.
Our spireas are starting to bloom. We've got multiple varieties. In front of me is pineapple pop rocks, and behind me is gold flame spirea. They love the sun, and they have a very long bloom period.
When someone asks us for a shrub that will flower all summer long and loves full sun, we recommend roses. Let's take a look at some of our different colors and varieties. These are shrub roses. This variety is Campfire, and this one is At Last. These are climbing roses. These are two of my favorite varieties. This one is called Don Juan and has, as you can see, a beautiful deep red flower that has a very strong scent. And this one is called Rise Up Ringo, and it just reminds me of sunshine. These are topiary roses. They're a tree form of rose, and we have a variety of colors. This type of rose is a drift rose. They're used as more of a ground cover rose as they stay 1.5 foot tall and wide. This specific one is called Lemon Drift. Happy Memorial Day from all of us here at Bountiful Gardens. Thank you to everyone who has served or is serving in the armed forces.